And joining us now with more on the war on day 173 is Brigadier General in the Reserves Amir Avivi, founder and CEO of the Israel Defense and Security Forum. Thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure.
So we seem to be at an impasse. Israel seems to be sort of stuck in its war. Hamas is still standing, and Israel's hands are tied with the Rafah operation. What can you tell us? I mean, how can Israel move forward from here to win this war?
Well, I think we need to convey a clear message to the American administration. Without a ground incursion in Rafah, we're going to lose the war, and this will be devastating, not only for Israel, but for the whole Western world. So we need to go into Rafah and achieve the goals of war, which is destroying Hamas, it's a governmental and military entity, and releasing the hostages, and also securing the Egyptian border to ensure that there won't be, again, a buildup of force in the Gaza Strip. Now, the administration is demanding to see a plan to move the people who are in Rafah outside of Rafah in order to make sure that they won't be in danger. And it's time that Israel presents such a plan. It's not so complicated. We moved them 30 miles from the city of Gaza all the way to the south. Now we have to move them maybe 3 miles. To the coastal area, possibly to Khan Yunis. It's not as complicated as people might think, but we need to present a plan. After that, I think maybe we really will be able to proceed and carry out this ground incursion.
I mean, there is a clear consensus here in Israel that Hamas must be eliminated. But looking at Hamas leaders today, they seem unfazed and very sure of their continued survival, holding open meetings and press conferences in Tehran, thanking the United Nations for passing the UN Security Council resolution. So what is Israel waiting for in moving ahead? I mean, is it solely halting its operations now due to its conflict with the United States?
Well, I think that we want to be coordinated with the U.S. We are also continuing to operate in Khan Yunis and in the northern part. We are still carrying out missions in other places in Gaza, but going into Rafah is imminent. And by the way, it also affects our readiness for the north. I mean, we have been saying from day one that we're on the offensive in Gaza and on the defense on all other fronts. The question is, how long can we be on the defense on the Lebanese border when our citizens cannot go home? I mean, we need to really start looking at what will happen with Hezbollah and our ability to push them northern of the Litani River. We cannot really seriously go into this before we finish the job in Rafah. And by the way, eliminating Hamas, destroying their leadership, releasing the hostages, this is maybe the only chance we have to deter Hezbollah enough to be willing to seek a diplomatic solution. If we don't do that, we'll find ourselves fighting on both fronts, and this is going to be a very, very challenging war.
All right, Brigadier General in the Reserves, Amir Avivi, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you very much.